Today, I am going to explain action drama movie Predestination, released in the year 2014. The story is based on the predestination time paradox, where a person goes through multiple personalities and identities in a loop. Will this loop continue like this, or will it end and give birth to another story? But before we begin to tell you this amazing story, please make sure to subscribe our channel so that you are updated with all the new exciting movie recaps we release in the coming weeks, and beware of the spoilers. The film begins with an agent entering a building in search of a notorious terrorist known as the Fizzle Bomber. Fizzle Bomber is planting a bomb in this building, which is going to cost many lives. A battle ensues between the bomber and the agent. Fizzle Bomber runs away. The agent is injured while defusing the bomb, and his face is badly burned. That agent moves to his kit with the help of an unknown person. This kit works like a time machine, and soon he reaches his respective place. When the agent wakes up, his entire face is bandaged. Doctors performed surgery on the agent's face and gave him a new one. Meanwhile, we learn that the agent is working for an undercover organization known as the Temporal Bureau. The Bureau sends its agents into the past to prevent major crimes that threaten to cost lives. But the Bureau has been working for a long time to track down the Fizzle Bomber, but so far, they have failed to catch him or find out about him. When the agent is fully recovered, he is sent on a final mission before being decommissioned. With the help of his time travel kit, which is like a violin case, the agent returns to the 1970s and works as a bartender in New York City. One day, a customer comes into the bar. The agent talks to him, and the customer tells him his life story. The agent tells him that if his story inspires him, he will give him a free bottle of wine. The customer begins his story by explaining that when she was a girl, her name was Jane, and she felt different from others. She had a gifted talent and excelled in science and math compared to her peers. She was growing up in an orphanage and always wondered what sin she had committed that her parents abandoned her. Apart from studies, she was also physically strong, and she wanted to change her life. As time went by, one day Mr. Robertson visited the orphanage and noticed Jane's talent, telling her that she could fulfill her wish to go into space. Jane goes to the Space Corporation and proves to be the best in all kinds of physical and mental exercises, which makes the rest of the girls jealous of her. One day, some girls tease her, and she gets into a fight with one of the girls. Jane undergoes a thorough physical examination, followed by Mr. Robertson is shown Jane's reports, which reveal that Jane has both complete male and female reproductive parts and is therefore disqualified. Mr. Robertson tells the doctors not to tell Jane. Jane returns to the orphanage, then lives with a family where she works as a mother's helper. At night, she goes to attend classes. One day after class, she bumps into a guy, and they both have a good understanding. The unknown man promises Jane that he will always take care of her. But then one day that person tells her that he will come back in a while, leaves, and never comes back. Jane gets back to her routine. One day, Mr. Robertson visits Jane again and tells her that he wants Jane to join his organization because she is qualified in every way for it. She is free from all social chains and cannot form a family of her own. Jane agrees, but only when she finds out that she is going to be the mother of this stranger's child. That means once again she loses her dream of becoming something in her life. Jane gives birth to her daughter in a welfare hospital. She has a cesarean section, and the doctor who operated on her comes to her and tells her that during her operation he discovered that Jane had two sets of organisms in her body, male and female. Both reproductive systems were present. But both these systems were immature. However, Jane's female reproductive system could conceive a child. Due to heavy bleeding, doctors had to remove her uterus, and because of this, Jane can never be a mother again. But doctors say she can live the rest of her life with the help of her male reproductive system. Jane's purpose in life is now to raise her daughter well. But her wish also remains incomplete because one day an unknown person kidnaps her daughter, and there is no trace of either her or the person who kidnapped her. Jane spends almost the next year in the same hospital, where she undergoes 7 surgeries, after which she is completely transformed into a man. She changes her name to John. Now John once again goes to Space Corporation, but because of Jane's previous medical history, he is once again rejected. He doesn't know what to do anymore, so he comes to New York and starts writing stories as an unmarried woman for a magazine. However, he still hasn't forgotten the person who brought him to this stage in life. After hearing all this, the agent tells him that he can bring the unknown person before him. Hearing the agent's words, John thinks that the agent is following him. The agent asks him to come with him and takes John to a room in the basement of the bar. He then makes John jump into the past with him. This is the first time John has been transferred in time, so he cannot be stable for long. The agent gives John some money and clothes. The agent takes his gun and goes to find the Fizzle Bomber, and John goes to meet Jane. The unknown person who met Jane was none other than the male version of Jane. On the other hand, Agent Smith jumps into the future and ends up in the same place where the movie started. He reaches the place ahead of himself to stop the bomb from being defused, but when he gets there, he sees that the first person has been badly injured by the explosion. The agent gives him his kit, and the injured agent gives him a piece of the bomb. The agent then jumps to March 1964 and meets Mr. Robertson. The agent gives him a fragment of the bomb so he can extract information about the Fizzle Bomber. They both attend the same hospital where Jane's daughter was born. The agent does not want to do this, but Mr. Robertson tells him he must do it. After Mr. Robertson leaves, the agent puts on the gloves and jumps to 1945 with Jane's daughter. The agent places the girl outside the orphanage, calls the orphanage, and informs them about the child. The girl is named Jane. After that, the agent jumps back to 1963. Meanwhile, both Jane and John spend time together. They are both sitting on the bench talking when suddenly the agent comes over. John sees the agent and goes to the agent, asking Jane to come back in a moment. He tells the agent that he doesn't want to leave Jane, but the agent tells him that's not possible and tells him that he saw the unknown person who met Jane. The agent tells John that he, Jane, and the baby are all the same. If he hadn't introduced John to Jane, the baby would not have been born, and neither of them would have existed. He had to do all this because it was predestined. John is forced to leave Jane and return with the agent. Thus, Jane is left alone, and then the story again starts with the loop. Agent brings John to the Temporal Bureau in 1985. John is now part of this organization and works for them as an agent. The agent has completed his last mission. Mr. Robertson gives the agent a folder containing his decommissioning papers. The agent is tired now. He comes to his favorite place in New York in 1975 with his kit to live a simple life. The agent's kit was supposed to be deactivated after that last jump, but it doesn't happen, and the kit reactivates shortly after being deactivated. In the agent's papers, Mr. Robertson also kept information from the bomb piece. Following up on the same lead, the agent soon discovers the Fizzle Bomber's address. When the agent reaches the laundromat store looking for the bomber, he is shocked to see that the person in front of him is none other than the old version of the agent. That is, the agent himself is doing the blasts in the future. Fizzle Bomber tells the agent that he should support him because soon he will be like him. But the agent is pointing a gun at him, and he says that he will never be like him. Fizzle Bomber states that he has saved many more lives. After hearing Fizzle Bomber's words, the agent is convinced that he has gone mad. The main reason for this is that the agent used to take big leaps beyond his limits with the help of the kit without regard for the rules, due to which the agent's mind was being affected somewhere, which later came out in the form of Fizzle Bomber. Fizzle Bomber still tells the agent that he can love him like before. If he kills him, the next Fizzle Bomber will be the agent himself, but the agent says that it will never happen and kills Fizzle Bomber. John then lies on his bed in the bureau and listens to the agent's taped advice throughout his career. These advice were recorded by the agent for John. Meanwhile, we see some unseen parts of the movie. The agent whose face was burned and got a new face was none other than John. When the agent is in his house, his open shirt makes it clear that he has the same operation scars on his body as John's body. He tells John that it depends on how he can change the future with his act. The last thing he said was that the most beautiful thing that happened to him in his life was John and Jane, and he misses his past badly. The film ends with this. Overall, Predestination is a great movie to watch with an amazing storyline, so make sure to check it out. To watch many more exciting recaps like this, don't forget to subscribe, as that's the only way we can keep making these fantastic recaps, and like this video. Let us know in the comments section about your next favorite movie that you would like us to recap. Thanks again for watching, and stay safe.